Okay, so today is Thursday, September 18th, 2025. I almost said November there for a second. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm here at the link. Haven't done that in a few weeks. And the last couple of weeks, it was like, I didn't wake up early enough for sunrise. I haven't done one of these in my room for a while. I kind of like to do it. This morning, I did wake up for sunrise. I just was like, I'm going to take my time. I'll get to it when I get to it. But also, I'm going to be back in California next week. So this is going to be the last time I can do one of these at the lake for a couple weeks. Is my understanding is that I will be leaving next Wednesday, and I will be back, I think, like the 4th or the 5th. Sorry, the lyrics from Hallelujah just appeared in my head. Goes like this, the 4th, the 5th. Anyways, but around the 4th or 5th of October is when I should be coming back. So it's not going to be for a month. It should be about 10 days or so. But amongst those 10 days, 2 of them should be Thursdays. So I guess there'll be a pair of California videos, or maybe I'll do one on a Wednesday. Like, we'll see how it goes, depending on the vibes and the feels. Anyways, point. Wanted to do one here. We'll be out of town for a bit. So some of the stuff I did the past week. So as I said in the last video, I was on a vacation. Just a staycation, but kind of wanted to take some time off so I could just be like rest, recharge, because it was 2 weeks before vacation. I just did not have a good week. Like, I felt very just mentally and emotionally drained. And it wasn't just work. Like, it was just kind of life in general. It was like there was a life vampire, just like I guess more like a dementor in that way. But I definitely feel better after taking some time off. So just going over some of the stuff that I did. I don't have everything. Like, I didn't write down watching Dan on here because I had talked about that in the previous video, and I haven't really watched anything, at least show-wise, since. And Shattered Memories, I didn't bring that up either because I did that last week. But so some other stuff. I watched a pair of movies. I watched The Long Walk, which I made a video on because I loved it. Like, as I said in the video, I haven't read the book, but I looked a lot into the book after watching the film. I said in my video, it's probably my favorite movie I've seen this year. I mean that specifically in movies that have come out this year, because I don't know if I can put it above A Silent Voice. But man, I loved it. As I kind of said, it's a combination of, this is a film that's really, really good, but also it's one that just kind of hit me in a way I wasn't expecting. Like, it made me think about my life in some ways. It made me think about, like, the world I live in some ways. It just kind of made me feel like, look at the genre, which is a genre I really like. And like, it is really fucked up that I like death games. Like, what the hell, man? That's like, why is this one so impactful while others I've seen I adore, but they didn't hit me in the same way? And I liked it. I liked that it made me think about stuff. Something I didn't say in the video, but it was something I thought of, is The Long Road made me like Eddington a lot less. Because something I've talked about, I don't know how much I've said it in this channel, but just the more, I feel like this is kind of common sense, but the more that I genuinely like a work of art, the more I really like the characters, the story, just all that kind of stuff, the more engrossed I am, the more I'm going to think about it. And the more I'm going to think about it, the more I'm going to really think about the themes, the symbolism, like, what are they trying to say, but what do I get from it, kind of thing. And to me, Eddington is one of those movies where, at least from my experience, it felt like it was more about, this is the commentary and what it's trying to say, than telling an engaging story. Not to say that there's no effort put into the story or the characters, that's not the case, but almost everyone in that film is like so radically unlikable for one reason or another. I had so much like trouble getting invested. I'm like, this is just unpleasant to watch. And I can see the commentary going on. It's like, this is what I think, and I can see this part and this part and this part. but I just don't like what I'm watching. But there is some interesting stuff. And then here's a movie where I'm like, okay, there's a lot of different ways I can read and interpret this movie. It's hitting me in a lot of personal ways too. And it's just so interesting. That's like what I want, you know? And then I look at something like Angel's Egg, where I'm like, okay, this is kind of my exception. This is a movie that is very vague, very auteur, which is stuff I generally don't go for. But I love Angel's Egg, and I can't wait to watch the, like, release in theaters. Like, dude, Perfect Blue comes out in theaters in a couple weeks. And then a month and a half later, Angel's Egg. And those are two of my favorite anime films. Like, I am so excited for that. But I said there were a couple movies I watched. The other one I watched was The Naked Gun, like the new one. And I haven't seen any of the others. So I can't say how well it stacks up to other Naked Gun movies. Like, did they really get the tone right? From what I've heard, they pretty much nailed it. I thought it was great. Like, it was, I watched it with a group of friends. Like, The Long Walk, I watched by myself. Like, there was one other dude in the theater. This, I watched with the boys. And so, there were so many bits that just, like, had us laughing. Like, the Black Eyed Peas joke had us all laughing really hard. Just the recurring gag of the coffee cups. Like, it just made me laugh constantly. There's one scene in the movie. I want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, because it's that weird and that funny. But it's the montage with Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson. What's the, and we can build this world together. Nothing's gonna stop us now. It's that scene, if you know what I'm talking about. I had no idea where that was going, and I was laughing so hard. And then when the movie was done, because Clay was at work, he wasn't able to watch it with us, I was like, dude, I watched this movie was great. I'm gonna show you this scene. I ain't gonna tell you nothing about it, because I don't want to ruin the joke. Like, it is peak. It is incredible. I had a really good time with it. So, in terms of what the hell does that say? Oh, okay. I was like, what? So in terms of games, I've played through the Kirby DLC. I did that. Like, so, like, me and my friend Wyatt, we were playing Kirby, took a break to watch Naked Gun with the boys, and then we finished the DLC. I still have other stuff to do. Like, we haven't done the arena yet, and we haven't, we haven't 100%ed it. And it's Kirby, I have to. But, played through all the levels, fought the boss. It's really fun. Like, I'm a big Kirby fan. I thought Forgotten Land was fantastic. And Star-Crossed World is that perfect combination of, it's more of what I like, but with some differences, with some variety. Like, they add some new mouthful modes and shit, which I also enjoyed. But it doesn't feel like, hey, this is stuff that should have been in the base game and was ripped out to make DLC. And it's not a, hey, we know the game isn't out yet, but we've already announced the DLC expansion. It's, no, like, the game's been out. It's been out for a few years. But here's some other stuff that we added, and, like, here you go. And, yeah, it's 12 levels and a boss. And, like I said, I think there's a whole, like, thing in the arena. And, yeah, it's fun. Like, I had a really good time with it. It is just, here's everything that makes Forgotten Land good. And it's just more of it. I haven't played Silk Song. I've talked about it. I'm not a Metroidvania guy, but I've watched Clay play a lot of it, and I've talked to, like, a couple friends of mine who've been playing it too. It's weird, because there's that part of me that's like, hearing people talk about it, this game sounds great, and then watching Clay play it, there's parts where I'm like, man, this looks fun. But then there's just other things where I'm like, look, this section looks awful. This section looks awful. Man, this fight looks like shit. I'll ask to, like, pass the sticks every now and then, but overall, I'm like, I feel like I'm happy not playing this, but I do respect the hell out of it. Like, I think I said this last week or the week before, I'm so glad this game is doing as well as it is. that this is a team of, I think I heard it's only 3 dudes. Like, I could be wrong about that, but this is a small team of 3 people who put so much passion and love into this project, and then said, hey, we're going to make it super affordable because we want to share this passion with other people. I love that. And seeing that bear fruit the way it has, it's just incredible. But when it comes to video games, my passion is generally JRPGs. So I'm really, really, really excited for that Sky remake to come out tomorrow. And I work tomorrow, and I don't know when it's getting delivered. I don't know if it'll show up in the morning, so I have something to look forward to. I don't know if it'll be like in the afternoon or in the evening, so I gotta wait a whole bunch of time like for it to happen. For all I know, my shipment's gonna get delayed. I'm not gonna get it till like Saturday. And I'm not gonna bring my PS5 with me on the trip, so I'm gonna be able to play Sky for a couple days and then go like 10 days like withdrawal from not being able to play Trails. But I'm so excited, as the demo was great. I had a blast. I know the cutscenes have been leaked, and I've watched one, and it's very specifically, like, I know this is spoilery, and I'll go ahead and just kind of say that, but there is a trailer for the next game. Like, they did, so it's like, okay, they've been working on SC, because that's some, like, late game stuff that I saw in that trailer. Like, there's, like, whole cutscenes done. It's like it looks like the voice acting is done, or at least a good chunk of it. Okay, there's a non-zero chance this could maybe come out next year. I don't know if it will. It might be another year after that. It's like, I don't know, maybe, oh gosh, like, so Kai is coming out in English next year. SC might come out, like, worldwide next year. And then Kai 2 might also come out in Japan next year? I don't know if anything has been said about Kai 2. I am not trying to learn anything about it, because I still haven't played Kai 1. But, what was it? I think was it this year or last year that had, like, 3 Trails games come out? That's right. I think it was going to be this year, because I think Kuro 2 came out earlier. FC is just coming out. And then Kai was supposed to come out this year, but it got delayed to next year. But that just makes me happy. It's like, I love seeing Trails do well. I love seeing it do well, because I love the series, but I'm also like, yeah, like, let's just keep that assembly line going, please. I'm so hyped for it. And then, yeah, something I've said before is that my plan is kind of try to play as much as I can before I go on my trip. When I get back from the trip, gonna play this. When it's finished, there's a non-zero chance Pokemon will already come out. Actually, when does Pokemon come out? I know it's October. If it's the middle of the month, like the 14th or so, I'll probably still be playing Trails. Or, excuse me, yeah. But if it's the end of the month, because I want to say it's like the 27th. If it is the end of the month, then I will probably be able to finish Trails, then play Silent Hill F, and then jump into Pokemon, and that sounds really, really fun. But I guess sticking with Pokemon and video games, so the Nintendo Direct, I did a live stream of it, and, like, Clay was there. He wasn't on camera because he didn't want to be on camera. But I guess just kind of going over it super quick, the things that really stuck out to me. Mario Galaxy movie, which I had said, like, leading up to the first movie, I was certain the end credit scene was going to be with Rosalina, and it didn't happen. So I was wrong about that, but I was right that they would do Galaxy next, so I guess I'll take that. That's neat. They did not announce a voice actress for her yet. Maybe they did, and it wasn't in the Direct for some weird reason. It might have been, like, the Nintendo News app, but I don't know yet. No Mario Kart DLC, which, like, I was certain we would see. Like, all right, here's Young Pauline, K. Rool, Diddy and Dixie, and all of that. So I'm kind of surprised that didn't happen. I really wasn't expecting Bonanza DLC, specifically because Odyssey didn't get any. At least I don't think Odyssey got like a whole like paid thing. So that I was a little surprised by. I can't lie. Yeah, I don't love Pokemon announcing a DLC expansion before the game is even out yet. Especially because the previous leaks had leaked another Mega Evolution and then later said, hold on a second, like this Mega's real, but it's not in the game. So there's probably going to be some like DLC or something. And it's like I was just saying with Kirby. Kirby feels like, yeah, the game's finished. Then we added some shit later. This now kind of has a feel of, yeah, here's some stuff that we did, but we're specifically not packaging it with the game so we can sell it as DLC. And I really don't like that. But I also know I'm gonna get it because it's Pokemon. And I love Pokemon. And I can't wait to mess around with new Megas. So it's like, yeah, it's like, this is a problem. I'm also part of the problem, which, you know, doesn't really help anything. But I'd be lying if I said otherwise. Also, that Ditto game looks so cursed. Like, I don't know if I'm actually going to play it because I don't really play a lot of, like, farming sim stuff. But that's one way to potentially get me on board. Is just a really interesting, creative, cursed idea. Just something like John Carpenter's Pokemon. But, I'm really excited for the new Danganronpa. It's like, it's a remake of 2, and I really like 2. But the fact that it's like, okay, there's also going to be a remix scenario. And I don't know how much the overall plot is going to be different. Like, are the motivations, or like the presented motives, are those going to be the same, but just the killers and victims are different? Is it going to be completely different? Like, I assume, without going into spoilers, because there's a lot to spoil for DR2, I guess SDR2. But, it's like, so I'm going to assume that, like, the backstory and the mastermind are all the same, but maybe for some reason, maybe they won't be? But I'm really looking forward to seeing, like, what crazy direction it goes. Because I still need to play Raincode, I still need to play 100 Lion Academy, like, I'm behind on Kodaka. But that might be, okay, I kind of got to drop everything and play a new Danganronpa game. And also, I'm really excited for a new Fire Emblem. For 4 houses, I guess, because it's, like, yeah, that's Sothis. So is this a prequel? Is this a sequel? Is this an alternate continuity? Like, I don't know. But I am excited for a new Fire Emblem, and I really love 3 houses. So I've seen some people be like, man, I don't want another Fire Emblem. And other people are like, I wanted Fire Emblem, but I just didn't want to deal with 3 houses discourse anymore. I'm like, look, I fucking love the game, so I'm excited for new shit in there. I guess let's go and talk about football real quick. So the Saints are 0-2, which was kind of expected, but they haven't gotten blown out of the building, and I'll take that. It's like, so we're not good, but we're not terrible. Like, knock on wood, it's going to probably happen at some point. It's like, well, we haven't gotten embarrassed the way that the Bears did against the Lions, or the way the Dolphins did against the Colts. I'll take that. It doesn't look like we're already completely screwed or overmatched. It's just this is a team that no one thought was going to be good. Kind of understood that. We're not winning yet, but maybe, just maybe, we're building something competitive and there's hope. I don't have, like, hope, but I have hope-ish. I'm hope adjacent. I'm not hopeful, I'm hope adjacent. I think that's kind of a good way of saying it right now. Like, I'm just happy that we're not terrible. But just some other stuff that I did during my vacation. Like, there's a whole bunch of thrift stores on our main street, so on Monday, I just kind of walked through them, and that was really fun. I kind of enjoyed that. I went to a park over the weekend. So, like, I was walking, and as, like, we're going back to the car, there's a bush that just starts rustling beside me, and my brain immediately goes, snake. Like, I don't even know what's in there yet. It's gonna be a snake. It's gonna like pop out at me. I might get bit. I'm gonna get freaked out. This is gonna suck. And then a pigeon just bursts out of the bush and starts flapping, and I immediately I don't remember if I don't think I screamed. I might have like shrieked a little bit, and immediately started laughing at the fact that I actually got jump scared by a pigeon. Like, it was really, really funny. And then it was like the next day or the day after, I was like doing some yard work with my dad, and like there was a bunch of butterflies flying around, and then one like comes by and like lands on my leg for a bit and then leaves. And I'm like, oh, that was really sweet. Like, you know, one day I'm walking in nature and I get jump scared by a rat with wings. The next day I'm walking in nature and I get kissed by a butterfly. That's just kind of fun. On Friday, this was like right after I watched the direct, I had a reflexology appointment. Because on Monday, as I was like walking around to the thrift stores, I see a reflexology place. I'm like, okay, I kind of vaguely know what this is. It's kind of sort of a massage. I'm going to try this. So from my understanding, there are certain parts in the body that it's not like pressure points. I think they are called like reflex points, but it's like if you massage them the right way, like you'll kind of feel it in other parts of your body, and it's meant to stimulate like super deep relaxation. From what I understand, it's like the feet, the hands, the ears, and it might just be other parts of the face. So the reflexologist that I went to was like feet specific. So like I went, I had my appointment, and it was so lovely. Just like very quickly, as it's like, all right, you know, like sitting down, I got a towel over my eyes, like just sitting, relaxing. And then when it starts, I'm like, okay, like this feels nice. This feels relaxing. And then I start feeling it in my back. I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird, but this is great. Like, I think I needed this. Like, I needed to get pampered for a bit. I would highly recommend trying it. Like, you know, like do your research first. Like, maybe it's something that's just not for you, but I loved it. I might have to do it again sometime. What does that say? Oh, I know exactly what that says. So I did a lot of walking over I did not go to the gym once during my vacation, and I'm not super proud of that, but I'm also like, I did a lot of walking, and that's good. And then after watching the long walk, I'm like, oh, walking's gonna hit different. But when I finally did go back to the gym, I was like, okay, let me step on the scale. What's the damage? Like, I don't feel like I've gained a whole lot of weight because I have at least been exercising, and I don't feel like I've been eating a whole lot of food, but I don't know. This might be bad. Oh, I'm under 200. That's been kind of my working goal. Like, I want to get even better than that. I'm like, huh. Well, I'll take that. Like, I kind of wasn't expecting that to happen. Let's go. And then, like, the next day I was over 200. It was like 199.6 when I checked, and then the next day it was like 200.3. So I'm in that range, but I'm like, okay, I will take this though, because that is progress. Like, for me, that always feels significant, because there've been most of my life I have been overweight, and even now, like even under 200, I am still overweight. But there have been points in my life in these past few years where I've like really worked on it and it's been good, but then I wasn't able to stay consistent, and I kind of got back up. I was like, okay, this is the problem. I need to get back down. And I'm in one of those places right now where I'm trying to work on getting it back down. And I think my goal is probably around like 185, 190-ish. I think technically, because of my height, like it's still overweight. But when I got there a few years ago, that was like 22 or 23. I felt just really good. Like, even it's like, yeah, technically I'm a little overweight. I'm like, I don't feel like it though. Like, I feel great. This is weird. Like, I don't get to this place very often. So that's kind of where I want to be. There's still very clearly a lot of progress. Like, there's a lot left to do. I don't know if I'm going to get there this year. I kind of don't think I will. But I don't want to, it's like I don't want to slip up, you know? You know, like sometimes, you know, and I mean, Thanksgiving's coming around, Christmas is coming around. Like, I'm going to eat a lot during those days. I'm going to slip up a bit. But I don't want it to be, like, I don't want it to be a whole ass backslide, you know? I want to keep going and try and stay consistent. So that's one big thing. What does that say? Oh, that's exactly what it is. I was like, does that say sub souls? What the hell does that mean? Oh, that's sub 200 lbs. I can't read my own writing half the time. And then the other thing to really say about my vacation is I went through my Twitter bookmarks, because that's a thing I do a lot, because sometimes I'm like, oh, like, that's a nice piece of art. Like, I'm going to bookmark this, check it later, like, look at the artist. This might be someone I want to follow. Maybe it's someone I want to commission for something. But a lot of it also, especially the last, like I think just this year, starting last year too, I bookmark a lot of people's prayers, where I'll see them, pray for them, and bookmark it. It's like, I want to come back to this. So I just want to check in. Like, did things go well? And if they did, great. I'm happy for you. And if they didn't, just to offer sincere condolences. And I had a lot to go through, but I got through the art, I got through the prayers, and it's like, it was really exhausting. It was really draining. I had a lot. Like, this took several days, but it's something I've been meaning to do for a good while, and I kind of don't want to let my backlog get that full again. So I might try to do it like, yeah, every week, every couple weeks, just like, okay, let me try and work through some of these. I did not listen to Ward during my break. I've just started Arc 4, so am I on 4 or 5? You know, I think I'm on 5. So that one, it's like 12 hours. It's gonna be a while before I finish it. Excuse me. But I'm hoping to make some progress this week and then maybe finish it next week, but we'll see, like, how the trip goes. Like, we'll see. And then in terms of writing, so with Severance, I think I have my artists. Like there are some people that I liked, and they like did some work for me, and I really liked that. And I've talked to them since, and both of them sound interested. So I think I have a CG artist and a background artist. We'll kind of still have to hash out some details. So there's always a chance that things won't work out, something will fall through, but I think we're Gucci there, and that's really good. That makes me really excited. It's like, cool, like, I can start progressing in this one again. With Orichalcum, I think I mentioned this previously, like, I revised my query letter, my synopsis. I sent a few query letters. I sent another one yesterday. Sorry, brain stopped. I sent it for another review that I should be getting in like a couple weeks. And that's exciting. It's always nerve-wracking, but it's like, okay, if it's really positive, that makes me feel good, because it mean book good. If it's negative, then, well, that sucks. But hopefully, genuinely, it'll give me an idea of what can be improved. Because I said this to Clay the other day. I don't remember if I said it here, but I'm like, I think I hit a point with this particular manuscript that I don't know if there's anything else I can do with it. And I don't want to, and I think I did say this, I was like, I'm not trying to be like super cocky or arrogant with it. It's just genuinely, I don't think I have anything else to give book 1. But, you know, if I get some criticism, like, okay, no, that's a genuine fair point. Maybe it'll kind of like, okay, no, there is something else I can give. I just needed more insight. So there's that. I haven't really done a lot of writing for book 2, but I sort of have, because there was a previous draft of book 1 that basically was like, here's book 1, and then like a good chunk of book 2, because it didn't end in a real climax, and now book 1 does, and the climax is great. I fucking love it. But it's just a whole weird mess. So there's a lot of book 2 that's written. I think there's 4 narrators, and there's going to be some interlude chapters as well. But there's 4 narrators in book 2. That's the plan. 2 of them, I think, have their stories written, like, give or take, like, maybe a chapter or so. There's just a lot of editing I'll have to do. The other 2 stories have a couple chapters done, but still have a lot more to go. So, and this, like I think I just said, the stuff that's been written definitely needs to get edited. But a decent amount has been done. I really sat down yesterday to just kind of write out the chapter by chapter synopsis. Like, okay, how many chapters does each person get? Because, like, in book 1, I tried to keep it very, like, the 2 main characters are even, except one of them has the prologue and one doesn't. And then there's another narrator that only gets a few chapters here and there. I'm like, okay, with just the way the plot goes, as much as, like, my OCD wants to keep things even, it's just not going to happen. So instead, I have it, my tentative plan is more of a countdown, where it's like, okay, you have 7, you have 6, you have 5, you have 4. Because, I don't know, but I kind of like that, and I genuinely think it works well that way, where there's still stuff that happens, but it doesn't, it ends in a place where I'm like, okay, stuff happened, character was able to achieve something, but there's very clear, like, they have a lot of work still to do, and that work can kind of be its own book. That's gonna be the next one. Cool, got it. Excited for that. And then with Isla, I also revised the query. I know I sent one out. I did a lot of research into, I don't want to necessarily say self-publishing, although it kind of is, but like serial publishing, like different websites that host stories. Like, okay, is this a good one to use? Is this a good one to use? What are kind of the good ways to go about it? Things like that. And I feel like I do need a bigger backlog, which is weird because on the one hand, Isla has a huge backlog. It has 4 books, and the first 3 are done. Like, the 4th one's done, but I know with just some of the changes I've made to the idea, I'm going to have to flesh it out a bit more. Like, there's shit that needs to be added. So I'm like, okay, it has a big backlog, but these are also going to, like, they kind of all need heavy revisions. So in terms of chapters that are good to go, I think I have like 8 done, but I do think I'm going to need more, which I kind of figured anyways, but I don't know. I feel like with Isla, I've been kind of this weird place of, I don't always have the energy to work on it, which happens. And there's times where I am able to work on it and it's going good. I'm like, okay, like I'm doing this, but I know I'm going to need more before I can post. And the other part of me that's like, dude, if you don't post now, you're never going to post. But I feel like having done that additional research, I'm like, okay, how do I want to say it? It almost feels like there's more of a plan instead of this nebulous, I'll get to, like, I'll do it when I do it kind of thing. I guess there's more of a, like, okay, I know I need more. It's like, this is the minimum that I need to start posting, and I have that, but it makes more sense to have just more stuff already done. So I need to get on that. And, like, yeah, like, I did some writing yesterday. I did some writing this morning. I plan on doing more writing today, too. Because, man, these chapters get long. Oh, gosh. Like, I think the climax of book 3 is, like, 40 pages. And I checked the word count the other day because I saw a tweet. It's like, what's the longest chapter you've ever written? It's like, I don't know. It's probably this one. I think that one chapter is, like, 10,000 words. Like, it's a big boy. And I'm not going to get to it anytime soon. Like, that's the end of book 3. I'm still in, like, the first third of book 1, but that's the kind of thing I have to do. Like, some of these do get long and chonky, and even the ones that are done are kind of shorter. I'm like, yeah, I like what happens, but I do think the prose can be better. I think the descriptions can be better. I think the actual flow of things can be better. Like, the sentence structure and word choices oftentimes feel really repetitive, so I'm trying to just make that better. I guess it's like the overall thing I still like a lot and I'm happy with, but it is just kind of that line by line. Gotta fix it. And oh boy, there's it's so daunting, but I want to do it. It feels important to me to do it. So, I guess that's it. See ya.